What is a good high school senior prank that doesn't create more work for the janitors? My senior year I bought about 100 rubber duckies and hid them around the school. On the bottom of each ducky I attached a little note that said congratulations. Return me to administrator to claim your prize. A couple of years ago at my school, the seniors all brought pillows, blankets, sleeping bags, etc. and started setting up beds and going to sleep during a passing period. Also, a kid snuck in a vacuum cleaner and started vacuuming the halls. My high school principal collected Pez dispensers. Like had hundreds going back years. Was in the paper for it and stuff. One year the seniors kidnapped all of them. Put blindfolds on the most important ones and photographed them with notes for ransom. Silly stuff like an extra 10 minutes in our morning break for a week. He eventually got them all back. And he was awesome about the whole thing. Appreciated their creativity. He is still, an amazing guy. I graduated 17 years ago and am still in contact with him. Put the school up for sale on Craigslist. Put the contact information as the school's phone number. Was a senior last year. We brought our dogs to school. Our principal was a huge dog person. He would bring his dogs to school sometimes and he had dog food and bowls in his office. So if someone's dog disrupted class they would just bring it to the principal's office. Audio pranks are the best for being annoying but non-destructive. I helped one senior class set up a huge speaker locked in the clock tower. And they remotely controlled it all day to play songs, loud noises, all kinds of stuff. Highly effective. No mess. Lots of laughs and annoyance. We tried organizing a rave in a bathroom. But it kind of lost its power of rebellion when the principal joined in and started dancing. We had a pretty cool principal. Edit. Canada. I don't think there will ever be a better way to stop teens from doing something silly than for adults to join in. My brother's class pranked a rival high school football team. Not exactly a senior prank, but they planted a tree in the middle of their football field. This would work better with bamboo, as some species can grow 3 feet in one day. Actually that'd be pretty entertaining. My mom's high school seniors, in the late 70s, took a VW Bug apart and put it back together over the school emblem in the front foyer. The mechanic class got extra credit for taking it apart and putting it back together outside. Edit. Because people keep asking. It was a school in San Antonio, TX. My favorite school prank I've heard of was where all the seniors gathered in a circle in the middle of the caf or somewhere populated and pretended like there was a huge fight going on, and when the teacher's admin come to break it up there's just 2 guys in the middle playing chess. For our senior prank, we had a student who worked in the office make copies of hall passes. There was a color system. Each day had a different color. So she printed out 500 or so hall passes in green on a pink day and we stacked them in the bathrooms and the freshman hallways. Anarchy ensued with almost every freshman getting sent to the office for carrying invalid hall passes. It was amazing. Edited to add. We all came clean. And none of the freshmen actually got in trouble. Neither did we. Surprisingly. Get 4 kids dressed as colored ghosts to chase 1 kid dressed as Pac-Man throughout the school halls. Or have 4 kids dressed as ghosts chase a colored kid down the hall. In high school the parents club sponsored a sober post-prom party every year. Our senior year they distributed flyers and mailed home info to the parents directing them to specific URL. The URL was incorrect, so several friends and I purchased the domain and made a site all about a drunken post-prom party. Supervised beer bong races, beer pong tournament, etc. School flipped out and had to contact all the parents about the mistake. We never got caught. Even after publishing threatening emails from our deans on the homepage. No damage done. No one hurt except the embarrassed administrators. I'd say it was a success. Overall you just have to be creative and come up with something unique. My brother-in-law connected a tape recorder to the intercom loop, all concealed in a suspended ceiling, and recorded class announcements. Then they sampled them and made a mixtape that started out with the regular sounding announcements but degraded into people impersonating the principal. Music, jokes, etc. They rigged the tape to play using a TV remote and abandoned it. The amp in the tape player was bigger than that in the office intercom system, so the staff couldn't switch it off or drown it out. Since nobody knew where it was, the choice was to shut off electricity and close school or grin and bear it. It might still be there for all we know. My friend's dad did something like this. He recorded all the announcements over the intercom for several months. Then spliced them together to make a new announcement saying that school was closed due to the afternoon teacher golf tournament. He then played it as the students were dismissed to lunch, creating a mass exodus from campus and a small group of teachers to go home to get their golf clubs. School had to be cancelled because most of the students were gone. All the senior saxophone players in our band went to their favorite teacher's classroom and played Careless Whisper simultaneously. I read about a school where for the senior prank, they hired a mariachi band to follow the principal around all day. Edit. At least half of the comments on this thread are people who had this happen at their school. Apparently it's quite a popular prank. In my high school, they got the whole tenor and alto saxophone sections from the marching band to follow the principal around. But only for a period. When he stood in one place too long, they either played the Jaws theme or the Jeopardy theme. Up and down stairs was up and down the chromatic scale. And while he was walking they had a couple tunes they'd play. The period they chose was my off period, so at one point I watched the principal sprint down the main hallway with the saxophones chasing him playing the theme to Lord of the Rings. Switch classes for the day with the seniors of a neighboring high school. Edit. Wow, rippin' box. When everyone shakes the principal's hand they hand him a bouncy ball. It's old and cliche, but honestly it is pretty funny and cool when everyone takes part. We did something similar. But instead of going for the handshake we pulled it into a bro hug and put stickers on his back. He caught on after a bit, but it was entertaining. My sticker was a pony. We got all of my classmates to fork out a few bucks. Then we got to school early enough to completely block off the teacher parking lot with our cars. We brought grills, chairs, cornhole, a volleyball net, etc. and grilled out all day. All the jealous underclassmen watched sadly from the classroom windows. Eventually teachers joined us during their lunch breaks and we shared our burgers and hot dogs. It was fun. Didn't get us in trouble. And the teachers pulled around with us like adults, which was kind of cool. Sounds like you had a pretty chill staff. This would have lasted all of 6 minutes at my high school. Hire a mime to follow your principal around and make fun of his actions. Did this to a friend for his going away party at a bar. He was pissed because there was no way he'd be going home with a girl that night. My brother's class advertised a garage sale at the school. The whole day there was an endless parade of little old ladies looking for a deal. I've posted this before. But when I was a freshman the seniors ran a giant 6-foot inflatable penis up the flagpole right when everyone was arriving to school. No harm, no foul. But it was hilarious as hell. Where does one get a large inflatable penis? I'm asking for a friend. At my school everyone gave the vice principal a penny as they walked across the stage to get their diploma. They never wore belts and that he'd pocket them because what the FCK else do you do? It was just a waiting game. For my school's senior prank the guys and girls switched units. The girls were supposed to wear skirts and the guys had to wear ties. So girls and guys borrowed each other's skirts and ties. That was fun. Buy lockpicks online from Amazon. A large DLDO, wooden slabs, and gold spray paint. Break into the trophy cabinet and leave a new item to the school's historic collection of trophies. As to fix but hilarious if they don't notice for a while. I like this one. It's kind of subtle. Like, people probably don't notice it right away. Then it's the wait. Is that? Oh. Reaction that just makes it. We did a senior scooter day where all the seniors rode scooters literally everywhere. Our rulebook banned bicycles, skateboards, rollerblades, and whatnot, but it did not say scooters, so I printed off a bunch of pages, handed it to everybody and said to show it to anyone who threatened to get them in trouble. I went to a no-nonsense school, so it was lots of fun. Sodomite, my buddy, took an official letter from the principal and made a formal message requiring all males to go to his office and get their dick size official recorded by the principal. Clean the school spotless. Nice try. High school janitor. Change all the computer lab desktop wallpapers to the logo of a rival school. No extra work for janitors. Class of 2006. I bought 2006 bouncy balls and we dumped them off the balcony overlooking the lunchroom onto the underclassmen below. All the underclassmen picked up the bouncy balls, so there was no cleanup afterwards. We got a SX doll and attached one of those RPA alarms where you pull the pin and it makes a god-awful noise. Then we filled it with helium and released it in the auditorium. Very high roof. In my high school we did a freeze. It wasn't the senior prank, but it was awesome. All the students knew when to freeze in the hallways at passing time at the second bell between 4th and 5th hour. Everyone just froze where they were in the halls until the last bell. I once made a program that would open the disk tray on a computer toggle every hour. They tried everything to stop it. My school had a lie down. We have one hallway on our second floor that bottlenecks due to an elevator they put in. It's only one line of people both ways that can fit, and basically between periods the seniors all just laid down on the floor to block the way. I had some friends our senior year who tried to run a fictional freshman for class president. After they got found out, they started posting flyers announcing him as candidate for Speaker of his house. My brother hotwired the school bell system to go off whenever he chose, in addition to the normal schedule. I'm still pretty proud of this one. We collected a lot of PRN magazines, cut out thousands of pictures, broke into the library one night and put the pictures randomly between pages of hundreds of books. I still like to think that even today, people are still discovering our prank. During a staff meeting, we lifted as many of the staff cars as we could into the school lobby. Nothing was broken, but they had a hell of a time getting out 15 cars as all the exits had stairs. At times like this I wish I grew up in the age of smartphones. Then I remember all the dumb shit I've done that would have been recorded, and I'm glad I didn't grow up with smartphones. My favorite one from my senior year was a grill out. We got a couple grills on the roof of the school. Then around 11 AM, all the senior found their way to the roof and just chilled for an hour or two. If we had something important to do we left. But it was amazing. For those of you familiar with the penis game, where you yell penis as loud as you can without getting in trouble, you may find this interesting. During a pep rally, I got everyone in my grade to yell penis in front of the whole school, in the deep American South. During pep rallies, we always had to yell the abbreviation of our school. Each grade yelled a different letter. The letter yelled before ours was P. So we beautifully added the subsequent nis after. The class yelling P had no idea that they were part of our plot. And essentially half of the school yelled penis for 1-2 minutes. This was my sophomore year. However, not my senior year. Result: no more pep rallies for the year. And we almost cost the seniors their senior pep rally. They work so hard and are so nice. We want to return the favor. Not exactly a senior prank, but one morning, some redneck hillbilly apparently found a random chicken on the side of the road and decided to bring it to school with him. Kid released the chicken into the upstairs male bathroom. Chaos ensued. Kid got suspended. Now, there is a permanent chicken crossing sign in that hallway. The people over 18 went to a local convenience store and bought a bunch of PRN magazines. They then went into the library and hid them in the magazine stacks. I'm pretty certain that the librarian found them all that morning. The prank was pretty obvious, since one of them was in the current issues rack complete with that big plastic binder. Impregnates a teacher. Found the homeschooled kid. Penny in the door track. Sigh. Why would it be a penny in the door? Have every senior dress like a janitor and spend the afternoon cleaning the school. Use salt to put a design or message on the football field graduation lawn. Marching band co-conspirators can help make this dream easily doable in less than half an hour of execution. Technically this would make less work, since some of the grass isn't growing. Instead of a message, use the salt to make the football field into a soccer field. Leave a helium gas tank open in assembly room or teacher's lounge until they pass out from lack of oxygen and or forgetting to breathe, which is actually a huge issue with helium. I can get into the science of it if anyone is interested. My senior class did a week of anti-pranks. Each senior would bring in an item and just carry it around all day. One day it was a banana, the next a gallon of water, the next a baseball, and so on. Never did anything with them, but the faculty freaked out and started confiscating everything. They probably had 500 bananas in the office on the first day. Pretty funny. My buddies and I created the Fine Dining Society. We meticulously planned a 3-course fine dining meal in the cafeteria at lunch. 2 of the guys were in the culinary arts class. One is a sous chef at a Michelin restaurant, made our meal. 2 freshmen were our waiters. We dressed up in tuxedos. We brought dates. We had a friend play violin while we ate. Pretty much the entire cafeteria watched us enjoy our meal and we made it into the yearbook. We found a 1980s high school photo of our principal. He had the best mullet ever. We made about 500 copies, and when he was gone to lunch, we taped them all over the school. I mean everywhere. Even on the stop sign outside. We also had 3x5 posters made. We got shirts made with the same picture that said business in the front, party in the back with his face screen on them. He was wildly embarrassed, but he was cool about it. Oh, and also, about 10 of us guys camped in his front yard with tents, and someone brought a grill and we cooked breakfast for him and his family. All in good fun. If you set the school on fire and it burns down, the janitors won't have to clean up anything because the school will be gone. Plant a message in your state's official flower. Find phone in an uncommon remote area and the kid who runs the morning announcements. Small speaker and CD player. Call into the PA system and play some tunes. Our principal admitted to hating jazz. There was a phone in a men's faculty room with a couch. I hid an old CD player with a data disc of 10 hours of jazz. A speaker and the phone under the couch. It played for about an hour before they shut off the PA system. Some rule must have forced them to turn it back on, cause it came on and played another hour or 2 before they figured it out. Teachers loves it. Get 3 sheep. Label them 1, 2 and 4. We did this my senior year. Get a rock and a coconut and gather all the seniors in the busiest area of the school to circle around the rock and the coconut and chant fight. Full stop. Wait until school administrator intervenes and looks stupid. Take clear fishing line and tie the underclassmen's lockers shut. You can use one long line to save time and trouble. You run it through the hole where they put their padlock. If they have one. If not, get creative. Start a whisper campaign that something big will happen. Don't give any details. Tell everyone it's secret and just smile knowingly when asked. If you can get the whole school to believe that something is going to happen, you're doing it right. Bonus points if the administrators get worried and pull you into the office to talk about it. Refuse to give details. Let them search your backpack and locker as many times as they like. The knowing smile is your friend. The rumor mill is the prank. Do nothing else. Better yet, convince someone else to do this. At noon, everyone in school stands up, one by one, and says I am Malcolm X. But the joke's on them. None of you are actually Malcolm X. Props to the OP for realizing most pranks just mean more work for people who were never the target. Do not do this because it's inhumane and cruel. But it happened and I need to share the tale. Someone at my high school had put goldfish in the automated toilets of the girls' rooms. So when someone started walking into the stall, they'd catch sight of the fish. Usually when they're scrambling to try and save it, though no girls really wanted to put their hands in dirty toilet water, it would sadly be flushed.